Okay, go.
Hi, everyone. Mark here. And thanks, Leah, for setting this all up. And I thought we'd do a video for you guys this week just to catch up. Um, it sounds like some of you are doing quite well. I haven't heard from a lot of you, but I'm assuming you are. I'm huge on communication as a coach, even though even in a non-pandemic setting, it's not quite like having a professional coach where I meet you every afternoon and with a clipboard and whistle and time watches but certainly communication is very important. So if there's anything that you need answered, um, anything at all, it doesn't have to be the injury issue, which is very important, but you have questions about pacing, questions about which group you should be in, questions about breathing, mechanics, please reach out to me. I meet everyone outside, very safe, and I'm double masked. So if you want to stop by, I'd love to get to see you. If you don't feel comfortable with that, please text and I'll call you back when I get a moment to catch up. I had just a few people each Saturday for program 1 and 2, and then just a few more for programs 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to play this by ear over the next few weeks. I am not disappointed. I totally get it. I'm very much in the same camp for the most part as far as just wanting to be safe. But we'll give it a few more weeks, see how it goes. But certainly for program 1, we're really trying to get you guys off on the right start. And then Leah says there's 47 of you signed up looking for partners. I'm hoping that's happening. That's my main goal with Saturdays, is to try and get folks partnered up so they can create their own running bubble, so to speak. And of course, wearing masks and being outside is a lot safer. Programs 5 and 6, I'd like for you to sign up. Leah will help you with this. It's free for the speedsters. It's a separate group, but I'm driving them towards the same goal as you, and you're more advanced as far as your experience goes. And so don't let the term speedsters intimidate you. We've hung with that title for years because I have the notion that everybody that joins up is trying to get faster than they currently are. Whereas programs 1 and 2, 3 and 4 maybe gets kind of in the gray area, but 1 and 2, you're simply trying to advance your mileage. Programs 5 and 6, you're trying to advance your pace. We had some tough footing on Wednesday and Thursday. You've got to be so careful with black ice. You shorten your stride, go to a walk, especially if it's a downhill. If you experience black ice, bend your knees and put your arms out, and really just be extra careful with it. It's my least favorite type of weather as far as relaxing is icy weather. I get really scared with it, so be extra careful. Try to get, as your long run Saturday, try and get something in your system within 20 minutes of finishing. Chocolate milk, Gatorade, Click Bar, banana. You put that stuff in your car and you can drink and gobble that up in the 20 minutes after your workout. It plays heavily into how quickly you recover. It's very, very good for you. New Year's Day 5K is coming up obviously on New Year's Day. And I noticed with the program I'm looking at right now, we weren't even sure when we put this program together we were going to have a New Year's Day 5K, which we are going to. It's an option. You do not have to do it. I noticed for most of you, well, everyone, that's a long run day. Well, it's the day before a long run day. I'm going to send out to you guys next week an email that'll have the two options. You're sticking with what your program has you doing, or what to be doing if you'd like to do the New Year's Day 5K. It's going to be safely run like we did the women's and men's 4 milers out at Foxfield. We're going to go every 10 minutes, 10 people, and we don't even put the 10 people on the starting line at the same time. And everyone's masked until you start. It goes in one direction, never comes back on itself. You get in your car and you go home. So again, it's an option. It's the start of the series we're going to be doing this winter. And again, programs 1 and 2, I'm really discouraging you, and probably even 3, from doing the New Year's Day race, because you're just right now climbing your mileage up, getting close to that 3-mile mark by the time you get to New Year's Day. Program 1 won't even be there, so I don't want you jumping into a race when your mileage isn't that high. The breathing is the thing I continue to try and impress upon you, regardless of how tired you are, how hilly it is. Um, you're just feeling exhausted. Your breathing should stay nice and calm and relaxed. It's your pace that varies. Pace varies on terrain. Pace varies based on the environment, and pace varies based on the stress on your body, whether it's lack of sleep or stress from life. So a seasoned runner doesn't run the same pace every day, and certainly doesn't run the same pace over a course. Your breathing should always stay effortless. So if you're going up a hill, it should be the same as going down a hill. This is a tough concept to grasp, especially in a competitive world, and we're in a competitive community, particularly athletically. And to buy into this notion that the slower you go, the fitter you're going to get, is tough. And yes, you'll have a chance, especially the programs 4, 5, 6, to get faster. We will have those opportunities, but building your base, building the foundation, very important to do it all at aerobic heart rate. You should be sweating. You're definitely working, but you shouldn't be panting. So again, the best way to get in touch with me, if it's a nuts and bolts question, go to Leah. If it's something about training, question about your own personal program, definitely text me or stop by. And I continue to encourage you to try and do some cross training on your non-running days. If you want to walk on those days, great. But I really encourage you to get your balancing workouts, your hand weights, your sit-ups, push-ups, planks, all are critical in building your midsection, your core section, so that you're constantly running like this, not sitting down and overstriding and risking injuries like a hamstring and iliotibial band, injuries like that. And speaking of, number one cause for hamstring and calf injuries, Achilles, is from sitting for too long a period of time and then starting to run too quickly. Most of us come out of a sedentary mode for a run. We've either been sleeping or sitting, so you want to start nice and slow. All right, I think that's about it. I had a couple of, I have a book recommendation. I recommend this quite often. Let's see if we can get up the screen. It has the worst title and the worst cover. It looks like one of these cheesy self-help books, Peak Performance. It's by Brad Stallberg and Steve Magnus. My son Adrian, who's a coach over at Albemarle, the boys cross-country coach, and then he coaches indoor and outdoor track, had given this to me as a Father's Day gift. It is fantastic. And it's got so much to do about life in general and about the balancing act we have in our busy world. And so many scientific questions answered. It's excellent. So I highly recommend that, Peak Performance. It's a quick, easy read and very accessible. And then Queen's Gambit on television. I love that series, that show. It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it already, because it was about, sift through all the drama in it, it really came down to preparation and perseverance and believing in yourself. And has so much to do with the sport of running, is perseverance and planning and believing. And so I'm asking you to believe in me as your coach, as I guide you along this winter, especially in the early parts of it. All right, one last thing. I told my other groups that I coach that we did something fun a few weeks ago. I went out ahead of time and scoped out all of the lights in town on all the different houses, the best hot spots, the best of the best. It took me a couple hours. Then went home, drew a map, and then we got our families and cousins and nephews, nieces, grandkids to go in separate cars. So it was completely pandemic proof. It's 6 cars. We did a caravan, and we synced in our phones so that we had our own speakers in all the cars, so we could hear one another, laugh with one another. And I led the group around to see all of the best of these lit up houses, some of them amazing lit up neighborhoods. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes. And I've got a map of it all. If you're interested, text me. I'll send you a copy. So fun holiday thing to do. We used to do it with the kids when they were growing up, loved it. My parents would come in the car with us. But with everyone now in their own bubbles, thought, how can we do this year? And we pulled it off. We had a blast. All right, lean on me. I'm here to help you. Thank Leah and thank Kathy for helping on Saturdays. And if I don't talk to you this week or see you this week, I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday week. All right. All the best.